The mighty continent of Africa is a bedrock of boxing and one of its most precious hued diamonds. Its first world champion was Battling Siki, who defeated Georges Carpentier in 1922. He was murdered 3 years later on a street in New York at the age of 28. He was buried in an unmarked grave. In 1983, Battling Siki's remains were returned to Senegal, thanks to the unremitting efforts of James Mercante and the WBC. The first and decisive action of WBC lifetime president José Sulaimán, who was elected in Tunisia in 1975, was to suspend South Africa, which was under the oppressive apartheid regime. It was to support the struggle for freedom in South Africa, led by Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for his beliefs. Finally freed, he was the first president of a liberated South Africa, from 1984 to 1999. In 1998, he invited the WBC to hold its annual convention in Johannesburg, officially opening and stating,
"On behalf of all South Africans, for your contribution to the ending of apartheid and for your engagement in the reconstruction of our society, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts."
The United Nations Secretary General, Javier Pérez de Cuellar, presented Don José with a special citation, recognizing his unremitting fight against oppression and racism. The greatest sporting event of the 20th century happened in Africa. In 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle in Kinshasa, Zaire. More than 1 billion people worldwide saw Muhammad Ali knock out George Foreman in round 8, after inventing the rope-a-dope strategy, regaining the WBC heavyweight title at the age of 32. Africa has given us a dazzling array of champions. Marcel Cerdan, Vic Towell, Dick Tiger, Hogan Kid Basie, David Poison Cote, the Professor Azuma Nelson, Gary Coetzee, Tulani Malinga, Ike Quartey, Joshua Cloete, Richard Cormay, Corey Sanders, Samuel Peter, Ilunga Makabu, and Brian Mitchell. Who can forget Dingen Tobela, the Rose of Soweto, who won the WBC Super Middleweight crown in the twilight of his career, inspiring generations of South African fighters, and heavyweight boxer Carlos Takam, who has established a foundation which supports schools, orphanages, and hospitals in the beloved Cameroon. Nigerian boxing promoter Adrian Ogun, whose company AMDM runs the streaming arm of Lion, a UK-based promotions company of Lennox Lewis. Together with our all-time champion, the two are determined to revive boxing in Nigeria, seeking and nurturing young promising talent. Our Vice President Hossein Huichi, who is from Tunisia, is the President of the African Boxing Union, which earlier held its annual convention in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. The World Boxing Council is proud to announce that the year 2025 will be the year of Africa. Its magnificence, history, achievement, and splendor deserve nothing else.